Music including Elvis Costello and Mark Knopfler will pay tribute to the band in a BBC documentary. Glenn and Chris are here now. There was a little snort from someone when we said that about the. Was that the Lennon and McCartney line that
the Godfathers?
The Godfathers.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous quote, but you know, it's very nice.
Oh, it is not. At least you like it.
Yeah.
As opposed to hate it. Obviously not. Before we talk to you properly, let's look at some of your best hits.
Take me, I'm yours, because dreams are made of this. And meanwhile at the station there's a couple of likely lads who swear like as your father, and they're very cool for cats, they're cool for cats. To change the mood a little, I've been posing down the pub. I'm seeing my reflection, I'm looking slightly rough. Alone here in the kitchen, I feel there's something missing. I beg for some forgiveness, but begging's not my business. And she won't write a letter, though I always tell her. And so it's my assumption, I'm really up the junction. With happy rims and forward rounds, trying to be goodbye and not being round. And in the bar, the piano man's found another nail from my heart. And in the bar, the piano man's found another nail from my heart.
We have to go through this ritual sometimes of asking people what's it like watching back.
Golden days.
What is it like?
Golden days.
Is it comfortable? Do you feel proud of the because those songs, people love Squeeze songs, and and one of the things that people always say, and you know, sparing your blushes, they do stand the test of time, and you must know that.
They do, and I think one of the reasons is because the production was never dated, and I don't think we ever were terribly fashionable in a dress sense, so we never sort of fitted in with Spandau Ballet or anybody like that. We just stood alone as Squeeze.
And it's kind of I don't want to be this to be rude, sort of unsophisticated, isn't it? It was just that it was you, and there wasn't
standard.
Yeah, which maybe that's. I'm not saying it's
I thought it was very sophisticated.
No, but it was just clean and straightforward,
Wholesome,
wasn't it?
And did a few chords and some interesting words.
Yeah.
Having mentioned what you're wearing, I've suddenly noticed the bright green shoes down there.
Shoes, aren't they?
What's all
Lovely,
that
aren't they?
about?
I saw them. I was in Rome a couple of weeks ago and walked past this shop, and I had to go in and buy them immediately. They were just they screamed out to me.
What did you think when you saw those?
I was impressed because they match his iPad.
I know, I
cover.
noticed that as well.
So what a
All
genius
colour
morning!
coordinated.
What a genius morning!
Can you just recount for us the story of when you two first met? Because there was an advert placed. Who put the advert and who responded?
I put an advert in
a sweet shop window. I responded, and I think I was the only person to answer the ad. I know I was. So I got the job of being guitarist in a fictitious band with a fictitious record deal and a fictitious tour. There was Chris in his bedroom, there was me in my bedroom, and we started writing together.
And you had a way of knowing who was who. It just tickles me. It's like something out of a spy novel. Was it something about a newspaper? Didn't you have to have a newspaper tucked under your arm or something so you recognise one another?
Yeah. Chris would have a copy of the Times under his arm, but he was wearing a multicoloured Lurex jacket, which would have been far easier to spot.
Than the Times, because everybody's probably carrying the Times.
Those were the days.
Tell us what you're up to, because you've got a pop-up. I can't quite remember.
Pop-up tour, yeah. I love that
Pop-up tour.
poster, yeah.
So what does that mean? I know what a pop-up shop is.
Well, you know, these days we don't have a record company. I haven't had one for a long, long time, and it gives us the opportunity to sell our wares in the foyer of the gigs that we do. So we're going to have a pop-up shop everywhere we go. We're going to record every night's show onto CD and memory stick, and then we're going to go and see everybody in the foyer afterwards. And
you can, I mean, technology being the way it is, you can do it literally that quickly.
Well, I haven't done it. Glenn's done it, and
right.
It works.
It works fantastically. You know, I was very wary of delivering something that wasn't going to be a really great listen, you know, but the technology is there to be able to mix it properly and for it to be a quality thing for people to take.
So every day, every day is a different sound, presumably, because every gig's not exactly the same, is it?
It's a different show, you know. We're going to have a pool of songs that we're going to dip into that will be different every night, and you know, and people can then exchange those. You know, that's part of the deal these days. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So you had this documentary made about you, which you contributed to, and you were filmed separately talking about each other, weren't you?
Yes.
And I mean, have you had a chance to see what the other one said yet?
I've seen the documentary.
Have you? Okay. And did he say anything that you know took you back a bit?
It's a tissue of lies, obviously, from beginning to end.
Was it all good though?
It was, you know, I think the good thing about, you know, Chris and I collaborated on a book 7 years ago, and I think that you know, we aired a lot of our laundry at that point, and I think we're much more comfortable with it now than we were then.
What do you mean by laundry? What's that?
Well, just about, you know, in the book we were interviewed separately too, and at that point we weren't particularly close, and we, you know, it was really interesting reading it because I got to read about how Glenn felt about me, and he got to feel about what, you know, without a therapist, that was the therapy.
Can you just tell us a little more about that? Because I can't leave it really.
Shall I lie on the couch?
If you want to.
You say what happened?
It's just about any relationship that lasts as long as ours. You know,
40 years.
We had a falling out. It was traditional sort of rock person falling out. We didn't talk for a long while. We had, you know, very much differences of opinion, and I think it was through the book that we actually got to understand each other, as Chris said, and were able to very slowly wind our way back to where we are now.
It's a very painful process, isn't it, reading, well, I would find it, and do find it, reading what other people sort of think about you.
Well, I think every marriage should have a book.
I think we see a little bit of the documentary now, so let's have a look.
They've written lots of songs that I've loved so much I just wanted to hear again or play again, and have enjoyed playing, and loved playing, and love listening to.
The thing that I think that Glenn is so good at in singing Chris's words is he can take idioms that are not found in ordinary pop lyrics and make them really singable.
The whole Squeeze formula was the singing where Glenn and Chris sang at the same time. Glenn was singing and Chris was singing one octave lower, and that was the Squeeze sound.
So that's nice, isn't it? Not bad. Elvis Costello has paid tribute to you amongst many other people.
How wonderful is that? It's really great, yeah.
And Jules Holland, I mean, of course, he was in. Was he in the very original lineup, or slightly later in the day? How does it?
He was in the band twice. I think he's been. He was in the original lineup, and he joined again at some point in the 80s.
And who have you got going? He's not going on tour with you this time.
No.
Who have you got going on tour with you this time then?
Well, we've had the same band for 5 years now, John Bentley on bass, Stephen Large on keyboards and Simon Hansen on drums. And it's a fine network of musicians.
And you're writing together again?
Yeah. Quite a lot of the show is going to be new songs.
Yeah.
This is our forum for delivering them now.
And you know, you mentioned the kind of the drift apart and they come back together. So is the old magic still there? Because you did have everyone says that your writing partnership was a very unique one and very close. So has that just come back together again?
Yeah, well, it wasn't an easy start, but I think we've got some of the best songs we've ever written, some of the new ones that we're doing now. So, you know, and that's a great place to be in.
How was the first meeting? Was it in the pub? Where was it?
After all that time?
Yeah.
Was it a telephone call?
It was on the sofa.
in a television place like that.
Well, it's lovely to see you.
Lovely
and
to have you.
Good luck with the tour. Loving the shoes.
Thank you.
Yeah, we was about Charlie with some of those. That would be a good idea. Lovely to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And a reminder, the documentary Squeeze, Take Me, I'm Yours is on BBC4 tonight at 9 o'clock. And the band's pop-up shop tour starts on November the 16th.
Simon Callow is going to be here with us in the next few minutes. First, though, a last quick look at what is happening where you are.
Hello, good morning from BBC Spotlight.